This is practice quiz 13, continued part 2. So this is where we left off. We finished step 4. So we found the expected value, the actual value, subtracting actual value from expected value, squaring result, dividing by expected value. That's how we got these. So let's go to step 5 now. So step 5 is add up all answers from step 4. This is your chi-squared value. So we're going to add up all these answers, so it will be equal to 4.84. Then adding the rest of these guys, 6.28. And then next one, 0.17. So we'll do 0.17, then plus 0.22, plus 8.07, plus 10.48. This will be then our chi-squared value. So let's add these up. So adding these up, so adding them up, let's take this way here. So I got 29.89. Okay, so that's our chi-squared value. So we're done with step 5. So going back up here then, we've done A, we stated the null hypothesis, we found degrees of freedom, and we computed the chi-squared value by hand. Now, C is write the R code that would perform a chi-square test, the C of gender and party affiliation is a mistake. Let me just change it real quick here. So it'll be gender and party affiliation. Or independent variables. Okay, so let's do that. So we're going to go up to the top here. I have R code template for a chi-square test. Click on that. And let's take this and copy it, close it now, and go down now. Below step 5, let's paste it here and make some adjustments to it. Okay. So now let's go up to the top and take our original data up here and just paste it at the bottom, right here. Paste it below this guy. Okay, so let's start changing things now here. So looking at our template up here, it has put the first row of data values here. So our first row in our case is the 762, 327, 468. Let's put those values here. Let's be 762, 327, 468. Okay, we're done with that one. Then the next one says put the second row of values. So our second row of values would be 484. So again, I'm looking down here. 484, 239, 477. So 239, 239, 477. Then keep doing that until you run out of your rows. But we only have 2 rows, so actually it would stop here then. So we'll take this guy away. Okay, so that's that one done. Next it says put name of first random variable here. So our first random variable we're going to say is gender. So we'll say gender. So it's right here. So gender. That equals then put name of first group here. So our first group under gender would be female. You can just say F for female. You can spell it out if you want. It's fine. And the second one is male. So it's going to say M. And when you have 2 groups here, males and females, so we can get rid of the rest of the stuff here. Okay, then put name of second random variable. Second random variable is party affiliation. Put it here. And then put the values this one can take on, so it'll be Democrat. You can say D for Democrat. Oh, maybe I'll spell it out. So we'll spell it out here. You don't have to, I guess. Won't make any difference. It's the first one. The second one is Libertarian. And we have one more. Is Republican. Oops, put a period there. Get rid of that. Should be a comma. So Republican here. Okay, so we've done that. And that's it actually, because everything else just set up for us. So now let's run this R code. I guess I can take away this table on here. Okay, so let's run this R code. Okay, so let's go to run R script. Alright, sign in. It's okay. Get rid of this. Paste our guy here and run it. Okay, so we made an error somewhere. Let's see. Okay, let me go back and look at my R code, see the problem is. Says the problem around here. Oh, I see. Yeah, actually where I have that hyphen, it doesn't like that. It's treating it like an equal sign somehow. So you have to do it down like that. Let's try that now. Let's see if that works. Okay, so let's do it. Okay, so let's try this guy now. Take this away, paste it. Okay, so it liked it that time. Okay, so let's take this now and paste it at the bottom. So if you look in here, it has our table and it has our expected values also. So you can compare that with our table. It should be very similar. And it has our chi-squared values right here. It says 30.07. Ours is slightly different. That's because we did some rounding along the way. Our chi-squared value was 29.89, so it's close. The actual chi-squared value on R is giving us 30.07. Degrees of freedom is 2 we found. Now we're going to need this p-value. So let's take this and bring it to the top. Because we did part D, we ran the code. Now we need to conduct a hypothesis test with alpha equals 0.01 to decide if you should keep or reject a null. So let's write our p-value down here. That's our p-value. And this means, I can take this, let's write it beside it, I guess. This means, let me just put it here. This means 2.954 times 10 to the, minus 7 here. That means move the decimal back 7 places to the left, so you'd move it back 7 places, so it's a tiny number. So now let's conduct our hypothesis test here. So actually, let me just write out what this p-value would be. So a bunch of zeros like that. Decimal point right here in the front. So I moved the decimal point back 7 places from here. Okay, so now let's write our conclusion. So it's tiny, our p-value. So in particular, it's much smaller than our alpha value up here. So here's our conclusion. So note our alpha is 0.01 and our p-value is much smaller than that. So implies we reject the null hypothesis. Hence we can say with 99% confidence, because it'll be 1 minus that, that gender and party affiliation are not independent variables. Okay, so we're done with our practice quiz. Right, so let's leave it there.